Full and uncut versions available on Patreon. Check in the description below.
Greetings, once again pirates on the high seas. Duuz-Diz-Din back again with another episode of One Piece, where previously, after Kuma sought out Dr. Vegapunk, after a suggestion from Dragon, they had struck a deal in order to cure Bonney of her affliction. Unbeknownst to them, their conversation was being eavesdropped upon by Saint Saturn of the Five Elders, or Borsalino, later to be known as Kizaru, arriving, and Saturn forcing additional conditions for Kuma, namely that he become a warlord of the sea, as well as a cyborg that would be stripped of all his emotions, his feelings, everything that he is. Essentially, dead. While Vegapunk is against it, Kuma agrees, simply wanting Bonney to be healed. Bonney will essentially be their hostage until Kuma's procedure is done, with Kuma not wanting Bonney to know a word of any of this. And so, 6 months pass, and most of Bonney's immediate treatment is done, and she's allowed to live out the rest of her time in the Sorbet Kingdom. Meanwhile, Bartholomew Kuma fully becomes a dog of the government, with him making his way to the East Blue, where Luffy is a little bit away from his journey out to sea. Kuma's on a mission. But what is that mission? Join me as I find out, won't you? To the sea where my father is. The future Bonney chooses. Oh, Kuma. What you doing, Kuma? Creepin'. 3 years ago, Mount Colvo, Goa Kingdom, East Blue. Okay, so it was 3 years previously. So 1 year before he set out, essentially. Okay. And actually getting to see Luffy train a lot of his techniques. Because that's the one thing I always kind of talked about previously with a lot of the characters. You don't really see a lot of them actually training. That isn't to say that they aren't, you just never really see it. You see Luffy practicing all the techniques he used, especially this one, which he'd used to defeat Arlong, but you never see him train for Gear 2 or Gear 3. Just suddenly he's whipping it out. Battle act. Quite a bit of force behind that one. To think that Kuma was actually observing Luffy all this time ago. At that time in Thriller Bark wasn't even their first encounter. Well, encounter. What are you freaking out for? Monkey D. Luffy. Age 16. Even Ace can't beat me. How full of himself Luffy was. What do you know about the Goa Kingdom? You're watching some boy. It's like Dragon. Do I have to call somebody? Watching young boys? You get me killed if you keep talking about stuff like that. The child is their parents' weak spot. And immediately Kuma knew. It's just like, oh, okay. Yeah, everybody says that Dragon is a deadbeat dad, which I mean, technically he is. But even though he's gone out for a good cause, and you still had to make the choice to abandon your child for this. And would it have been great if he brought his son along? It's hard to say. Dragon had more of a belief that Luffy should make his own choices in life, more than anything else. In a different story, we would have seen Dragon raise his son as a revolutionary, continue on his goals, but should Luffy want to do something different, he would have allowed his son to do that. It's just like, okay, I'm not going to hold you back or anything like that. But this is what Dragon chose. I respect it, but it is an unfortunate path he chose. He'll let it go. Here is Bartholomew Kuma letting it go. I'll use the battle axe when I face a truly powerful enemy. And see, that really goes to show that Arlong was like the toughest dude he had come up against. If one of my crew is captured, I'll use this. I don't eat cowards. Wow. Oh, look at him go. A presence that gave him a chill. The precursor to observation hockey? Jeez. To think even at this age he was that strong. Ice attacked a merchant ship. More concerned with helping than hunting. I love that little ring of light behind him. So, oh god, that's terrifying. Return what you stole. Yes, sir? Not even gonna fight, just you got it, man. No beef. His letters. Look at that smile. Only when he thinks of Bonney. See, the funny thing is, because of this backstory, it's now I actually kind of prefer to see Kuma without his hat. Despite the fact that it goes with his whole look, but like he's in dad mode without the hat. It always feels like Sorbet Kingdom. And yet, no letters. She's like a child, just something might appear if I keep opening and closing. One will arrive soon enough. And we did see him writing. Oh, newspaper and a letter. Just a newspaper. How many letters has it been now? 10 letters a month. And immediately she tears it up. See, what makes it even worse is, if not for Bonney accessing Kuma's memories, those are the last words Kuma would say to her. Like, he's written all this stuff, like a lifetime worth of love and care and just kindness, and she hasn't received any of it. Oh, she's frustrated. Oh boy. Oh, none of that, Bonney. Oh, she caught a glimpse. No, you're just drunk. It's good medicine. It's bad tasting candy. We gotta keep Bonney's stuff a secret. Because the old woman is wise and she knows something's up. A wise wolf hides his fangs. It was this moment that I immediately loved Connie. It's just like, sly old woman. She knows something's going on here. Where are we going now? Oh, it's Egghead, Navy Science Group Laboratory 8. Stussie's here. So the last things he did, so he constructed the infrastructure first, then created punk records in the labophage. He created the fabriophage first, then the labophage. And I guess after that, he created the heating system, the air conditioning system. Half of the stuff you see is holograms. Okay, so not even that. So yeah, I didn't remember he already cut it off. A literal load off his mind. He even got to know Stussie, a human without a free will or a clone with it. And to Vegapunk, she's nothing but a human. To lose your free will is to do things that morally you would never do, but you don't have morals anymore. It's all just order. Loss of everything that makes you you. See, and that's my opinion on clones. It's like, yeah, you have a Stussy and you have Miss Bucking, and they are technically the same person, but it's the memories and your experiences. That's what makes you you, because you build your sense of morality. Your hopes, your dreams, what drives you is all based on your experiences and memories. That's what makes you you. And shoot, you can make an exact copy of you now and be split into two separate people with all the same memories. The moment you both start experiencing things, you're experiencing them different. Certain things happen to you in different ways. No two people experience all the same things similarly. And with that, you would go about 5 or 10 years, you'd be different people. You might have different appetites, different tastes in men or women or whatever your interests might be. You might have one might have a child, one might not. And shoot, even in when it came to X-Men 97 that came out, you had a situation of a clone. They had all the same memories, but the thing the clone could actually hold on to was the fact that the clone had a child, which is a bit of a spoiler, and that was what drove that person, and then that person went out and started to experience different things from the original, and that made them more and more of their own entity. That's what makes us who we are. That's what makes us human. Even when it comes to twins, they never stay exactly the same throughout all their life. And even if they seem incredibly similar, there are differences, no matter what. Differences always arise, especially over time. Lucy took an interesting curiosity in Kuma. I do question it. Like, maybe she was kind of envious. I kind of question the fact that someone who has a lot of what she never got to have, like parents, maybe a childhood. I don't really know how she really grew up or anything like that. But I guess it's just the elements of being a clone that makes her think why would you choose to throw away everything that makes you you to become an artificial being? Whereas she, an artificial being, kind of longs for a lot of that. It's kind of like, whereas I'm adopted, I do have the kind of questions of what it would kind of be if I was raised by two parents. Not that I held any animosity towards who I was raised by, or, don't love them. It's just that there is that lingering question. What could have been? Keep the minimum level of free will until it's done. 1 year left. Another letter. With his last remaining time, all he wants to do is let Bonney know just how much he loves her. I'm so glad she actually got to know about all of this, even though it took a little bit longer than he would have hoped. A lifetime's worth of feeling. Bonney, happy 9th birthday. Happy birthday. Oh, that's a big old pizza. That does kind of make me hungry for pizza. I love the little sketch way it's done. That's cool. Colored pencils. Like straight up colored pencils. Wow. A lot of fun, but there's only one thing she really wants. And it's a hard thing for a young girl not to want. And she can forgive everything else, but not even a letter on her birthday? Oof. Ooh, that hurts. That one just hurts the soul right there. Baltigo Revolutionary Army Headquarters. Yeah, despite the fact that he's a warlord, Kuma's been doing stuff on the sly for the revolutionaries. And it's all gone. Did well. You made it through. A year has already passed. I should be fully cured. And the true colors are starting to show. Gee, whole bruise. Just wanted to let you know that Alpha is actually a government agent. Be quiet. Is out of the town getting drunk. Like, come on, lady. Khalifa would never. Actually, do we know who's older? Was it actually said under the age of 27? The younger sister of Khalifa. Okay, yeah. That would explain it. Khalifa's got a lot more professionalism to a certain degree. What would Lasky think? We actually haven't seen their dad in present day. The only time you saw Khalifa and Alpha's dad, it was the dude with the sunglasses who was with Spandam's dad, when they took over O'Hara. I keep expecting them to kind of show up, because even their dad, because even Spandine has at least had a brief appearance visiting his son in the hospital after Nico Robin gave him a little chiropractor. It's actually weird to actually have a character that Oda hasn't actually have shown back up in a bit more present day. And that raises a lot of questions for me. Even they think it's just like, there's no way Kuma wouldn't send even one letter. And again, that really does show how sloppy Alpha is. Like, as pissed as she might be about her specific mission, not really too keen on undercover work, it's like, nah, Khalifa, she did her job to the T, even though it was a bit of a retcon in the end. But with Alpha, she's just so pissy about doing this job that you at least let a few letters go through, or just let the letters go through. Scan them, check them for any hidden messages or anything like that. Even withhold at least a few of them here and there. But, give him something to actually think that he wouldn't write even one letter. Come on. That's terrible spy work. It's time for you to leave for the port. Go to the sea and meet your father. And how Bonney got her hat, you'll definitely see him. Kyokyo and the others are thuggish fishermen even local pirates and sea monsters wouldn't mess with. Yeah, and of course she would take it all in. And yeah, she's experienced this before, but it's been years. There's no way she wouldn't want to take it in. It's just like the opening, holding her hand out to the sky. Giving me a whole warm and fuzzy feeling. See, yeah, that's a mood right there. It's just like, I'm so glad that she gets to experience this. No child shouldn't be able to go outside or just be a child. And the sea. Oh, she knew something was up. Connie, you were outside. I'm Bonney. I love that old lady. Oh, Connie. All that time ago when we were introduced to Bonney as Queen Dowager Connie. If you had told me she'd be such a charming old lady, but it's One Piece. They could make a charming character out of nothing time and time again. And I always wondered about the design for Bonnie's ship. It looks like something you'd make for a child. Of course, she is a child. When I first saw her ship made to look like a pizza. Oh god. Jesus. Oh Jesus. Jeez, okay. God. This is more intimidating than in the freaking manga. Oh my god. And just look at that freaking wicked grin on her face. Like, it's like, oh, this means I can kill her. She wanted any excuse to kill somebody. That's what she was all about. It's like, no, I want to assassinate. Bloodthirsty. Jeez. Jeez, the animation going on with her is crazy. Fight or flight. What does Nika look like? Oh, thought. The power of imagination. Oh, jeez. That kind of took me off guard a little. Yeah. Transformation, ability of rubber, and the ability to do whatever you want. The same technique Luffy came up with to take on Rob Lucci. Gear 3rd. So, without even knowing it, she used the technique that would completely overwhelm the technique to kind of harden your body or anything like that. And considering Alpha is a ring below Khalifa, overwhelming. It really does go to show that, man, Bonney was a friggin' prodigy, becoming a supernova at the age of 10. It was no fluke. Bonney's escape was immediately reported to the world government and become an infamous pirate on par with Luffy. A 10-year-old child! That was always the funny thing. Everybody calls Luffy a kid because he's 17 when he sets out to sea. So, like, Bonnie's 10. And she's doing damn near just as much as Luffy. And she's essentially doing the same kind of stuff as Luffy. But almost a decade worth of a difference in age. That is wild to think about. But and honestly, though, Luffy and Bonnie's powers are very similar because it's the abilities that revolve around the imagination. But honestly, that's kind of goes for most devil fruits. Because even when it comes to devil fruits you wouldn't think would be powerful, when someone thinks it's like, oh, what if I use this power in this way? What if I use this power in that way? And shit, it always gets me because with a lot of these abilities, you'd see these in Western comics and they would never go as far as anime does because Western comics are too caught up in keeping things at least a little bit grounded. Whereas anime is just like, no, go as wild as possible, go crazy. There's a world of abilities and personality and ideas that you can come up with to just go balls to the wall. It's always a great time. Bonnie's free to explore the world, but sadly enough, it's without her dad.